So there are a number of ways to submit work in Google Classroom. I'm just going to show you one way to do it. First thing you got to do is to be set up in a Google Classroom. So there's a couple of ways that this might happen. The first thing you got to do is have a district email account, an academic email account. Now, the email addresses have changed a little bit. This is one that's sort of a general one that I use just to show examples of how it's done. But the extension on student accounts now have changed from spark6students.org to d6edu.org. So student accounts are set up so that you start with the first initial, last name, and then the last 3 digits of the student ID number. No dots in between or anything like that. Just first initial, last name, last 3 digits, and then at d6edu.org. So you have to know what your password is. So there are different, students can set up passwords. The default password for most accounts is dormant Gmail, but if that's not working for you, then you can just let someone know who has administrative privileges to change the passwords. To ask them to take care of that, and they'll change it for you and set it up so that you can create your own password. I'm going to put in a general password that I have for this account. Okay, so here I have the Gmail account, or a Gmail account set up, and I want to look at this invitation. Now, this is one way to do it. If you click here, it will take you straight to Google Classroom, and I've got to go here to do that because I've got several different Gmail accounts. Okay, and I'm set up. Okay, so I'm going to join this class. Now, I don't want to do that right now because I want to show you another way to join Google Classroom. So we can put in fact, I can just back up here a second. If I put in classroom.google.com into the address bar like this, okay, it will take me to a place. Now again, I've got to choose the right account. If you've got more than one account, you'll have to make sure you're choosing your academic account. It won't allow you to set up an account or set up in a class with anything other than your school academic Gmail account. Okay, so make sure you're using that. So what I would do if I did that, well, is when I join, I'll have to put in a code. The code for the class is will be given to you by the instructor, so it's not hard to do. Either way, you're going to be able to join the class. Okay, so I'm joining the class now, and here's a class that's been set up, and here's the first assignment in there. These are videos. Now, students can't watch videos at school because YouTube videos are blocked with the firewall, but you can watch those at home. So if you need some extra help at home, watch the videos. It'll help you. This video here just happens to be the actual demonstration for this post-lab or post-demonstration activity, and this is a video that somebody else made for submitting assignments in Google Classroom. So what I want to do is I want to open up the document for the post activity document. Choose the right account for me. Here we go. Now I need to save this document, okay, as a different name if I want to use it. I want to file, make a copy. I want to take copy of off the front of the name here, and change the end of the name to your first initial and last name. I'm putting in S for student and Tedder, like this is mine, okay? Now then, this is the new document that I've created that is mine, and it's located in my Google Drive, so I can find it fairly easily, I would think. You want to make sure that you put in any information at the top, like today's date, okay? Now, of course, you may be looking at this at a different date. Make sure you put in the correct date for the work that you're doing, what period you are in, and the teacher's name if it's not already listed for there. Sometimes it'll just have description here, and you want to put in the name. Now let me say that even if this information that is date colon, description colon, if that isn't in there to prompt you, you are still responsible for putting in a date, a description, class period, and teacher's name in the upper right hand corner up here in the very top, not in the document itself, but in the header portion, okay? This is just kind of a help to get you started. Then you're going to fill out the document that you're supposed to fill out. And it's not complete until all of these boxes are completed. Okay, if you turn it in incomplete, that's the grade you're going to get. So once I've done this, it's saving automatically. Every time I do an edit, it'll take a couple of minutes. You have to watch, and it'll say all changes saved, or last edit was seconds ago. So if that's the case, then it's already saved it. Okay, if it's still saving, you got to wait just a minute before you get out of it. All right, make sure you do that. Now, once it's there, I don't really need this document anymore. Okay, so here's the original document, and I'm going to close that out because I don't need it. Here I am back. I've just clicked over here into Google Classroom again in that tab. And what I want to do is open this, because this is the activity, and I want to add the document. Now the document, remember, is in Google Drive. If your document is in a file somewhere on your computer, that's what you'll click. It could be a link to a website, but most likely not for any of the activities that we do. Almost all of the activities we do in here, you should have your document in Google Drive. So I'll click Google Drive, and find the document. Now in this case, there's only one document there, so it's fairly easy, but you may have to search for it. You may have to search through your drive to find out where it is. Most likely it's going to be in this recent file, because that's the easiest place if you've done it recently. So I want to click on this and click Add, and then I want to click Turn it in. And just wait for it. And there it is. I have turned in my work. Okay, I'm done. So now the teacher can go, that happens to be me, I can go and log in as a teacher and see all the work that all the students have turned in for this assignment, and can grade them each. Okay, so this is the way this is done. Make sure you get it done before the assigned deadline. If you turn it in after the assigned deadline, assuming there aren't some kind of extenuating circumstances like a death in the family or sickness or something, then you don't lose any points for turning it in late. If you don't turn it in on time, you get a 10% penalty or 10-point penalty every day. If you turn it in on time and you don't get a good grade, for a lot of the work, in my classes at least, you're allowed to go back and revise if you do so in a reasonably quick period of time. So let's say I get it all graded tonight. You have the grade back. You know what you can go look in Google Drive or in your grade book and see what grade you made. And you said, wow, I don't like that. Maybe you made an 80 and you want to try to get it a little bit better. You can go and revise that work and then send an email to me, to the teacher, and ask that I regrade it. Now, in order for you to revise it, you've got to unsubmit the work. And you see, here's the button, unsubmit. You unsubmit, you make the changes, and you resubmit it, you return it in. Okay, and then, but again, if you don't notify me by email that you want me to reevaluate the work, I'm not going to look for it to do it. So when you send me an email asking me to reevaluate, make sure the subject line says, please regrade work. Okay, something in the subject line about regrading. Okay, otherwise I might not know, I got to get on that pretty quickly. All right, make sure you get that done. And that's how it does. That's really not as hard as it sounds. Once you do it once or twice, things will go a lot easier. You'll have it kind of down.